Hey guys, how's it going? It's Target here. Welcome back to another episode of the Regina Zephyrs. Be a GM. We're here in free agency. Now, I asked you guys before we left what you think about players we should pick up, and one of them was Mark Giordano. A lot of you thought we should get Giordano because of his age. He is an official top 4. Adds another offensive defenseman to our lineup. You got 5-star skating, 4 stars in every other category minimum. Physicals 4, shootings 4, and puck skills, senses, and defense are all 4.5. Really good shot blocking, defensive awareness, stick checking. It's all up there. Great offensive awareness, really good discipline, much improved. Now, the other guy I had mentioned that a lot of people had said, that's not a bad idea, is Ed Jovanovski due to his age. You'd only be locked in for, probably 1 year at 2.18. He's got pretty good everything. 4 stars all around. Another offensive defenseman. He's not bad. Now, I did go up the list and I had to look at Tom Gilbert. He's a little bit younger, obviously, and he brings a little bit more of a two-way game as opposed to the offensive game. His offensive game is really good. He's got a great skating. In terms of defense, very, very comparable to that of our boy there, Ed Jovanovski. Senses are pretty good. The only difference will probably be the poise. I think Jovanovski got 85 poise. That tends to come with the veteran side of things. Jovanovski's puck skills definitely lack in relation to Gilbert's. Even if you look at maybe Wisniewski. He's 37 years old. He's another guy who's trending down. But again, I think that even between the two, defensively, Gilbert's the better one. Gilbert and Jovanovski are both better. If you look at Craig Butler, he's a defensive defenseman. He's going to be your shutdown guy. He brings really good skating, good physical category, but again, he lacks in puck skills and shooting. So I actually like Tom Gilbert in this. So what I think I might do is offer contracts to Mark Giordano and Tom Gilbert. That adds us some nice depth to our system. Nobody else is interested in Mark Giordano, so we'll offer him the 5.22 or 255 that he's looking for, and we will approach Tom Gilbert, and we'll give him his 2 years for 2.825. All right, we'll give him what he wants for those years. We'll see what happens here. We might not get them, but, it all depends. Now, obviously, there's Martin Brodeur. He wants 3 years at 5.2. He's going to retire at the end of the year. We don't need a goalie like that. We've already got a good starting goalie, Thomas Vokoun. We don't need anybody like that, all right? We don't need anyone like that. And when we're looking at potential, there really wasn't much. There was Hackett, 24 years. I guess we could sign Matt Hackett, but he's probably not yeah, he's going to be an RFA, right? Yeah, so if we go with this, yeah. So Richard Bachman's the only one, and he's not worth the gamble. If you look at all skaters, again, you got Nathan Gerby and Derek Brassard. Nobody that's really going to surprise and jump up here, even in the Red Star categories. So I'm not going to gamble on anybody here. I think that what we've got going now is pretty good. Patrice Cormier, Enforcer, Riley Grantham. Corey Emerton, a playmaker, 26. Yeah, these guys aren't guys that are going to jump up anytime soon. Oliver Rousseau. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it like that. I don't think there's anybody else we can acquire here at this point in time that would be a benefit. So I'm going to just simulate up to the 6 here, and we'll see if we get Giordano and Tom Gilbert. And that'll add some nice depth to the defensive core. So we got Tom Gilbert. I knew that Giordano would hold out. And look, Giordano decided to go with another team. So we do lose out on him. Now we have to focus on something else here. We have to focus on. We should have offered him more. I would have offered him more. Damn it. Nikita Nikitin, defensive defenseman, 81 overall. Good defensive categories. Now the only thing is we don't have that offensive defenseman anymore. That does suck. That does suck quite a bit. And Nikita Nikitin wants 3.28. For an 81 overall defensive defenseman. I want to take a quick look now that we've lost out on Giordano. Maybe we can find a second pairing. Maybe we can find somebody through trade. So let's just go to contracts. And then we'll take a look at possibly trades. I'm really sorry that we lost out on our boy there. I just thought that would have been enough because nobody else had offered. All right, so you got Cronwall, who he's a two-way defenseman. But he's got 5 stars in almost every category. 3 out of the 6. The other ones are 4.5. So that's really good. You don't need to worry about him. Ekman Larsson, a young budding defenseman, 4.5 stars in 1-2 categories, 4-star or 5 stars in 2, and then 4 in 2. So really, really good. Oliver Ekman Larsson is going to be a solid defenseman. Emlyn, we look at him. He's a defensive defenseman. He provides really good physicality. Decent, really good defense actually. Good skating for his physical nature. Not the best senses, puck skills, or shooting. So you want to find somebody that complements Emlyn. And I think we did that in. Let's take a look at Andy Green. What kind of a production? He's got pretty good shooting, great skating. Physicality is not so high. He's more of your your offensive two-way forward or two-way defenseman. That's what he brings, and he still brings a solid defensive game. So Andy Green and Alexei Emlin are actually not a bad combo on the second pairing. Now, let's say Tom Gilbert's on the fourth pairing. He's a top 6, all right? If we were to put him with somebody, say Emlin, all right? If we were to put him with Emlin playing the third pairing, we could find somebody that could play with Green. Maybe another two-way defenseman that brings a defensive side of things. So let's go see what we can find out there, all right? Let's go take a look. I'm trying to look at all this from not so much a player type and more so the skills that player possesses. You know what I mean? So let's go here. We're going to look for a defenseman. A top 4 defenseman. And we want to find somebody that's got 5-star defense. All right? That's all I really care about going with our boy there. So there's only a couple. There's Seidenberg and Vlasic. So you can see that those two are quite good. So let's see if we can find somebody that's 4.5 stars. It's probably a couple. Actually, you know what? I need to open this up. We need to open this up to 40. All right? That's as high as I go. And that you could probably get some good trade value for that too. We'll go 5 stars again. Again, just the 2. Okay. All right. Now that we know that that's eliminated, let's take a look at the 4.5. So this gives us quite a few. In terms of trade value, you got a couple of older guys. You got Sammy Salo, Brooks Orpik. I'm looking somebody in about the 84, 85 overall range. So let's go by overall here. All right. We don't need an 87. We don't need anybody that good because their cap hits quite high. I'm drawn to Carl Alzner here. He's got a 2.7 cap hit. Defensive defenseman. All right. Really good defensive category. Really good skating category. Physicality is not bad. Senses are very strong. Great discipline. This is a guy that's going to be staying out of the box, Carl Alzner, and he's still getting better. He's 4 yellow stars, so he could get better. His value is pretty high, higher than that of Timonen. Timonen's got a pretty high cap hit. I mean, he's 39 years old. He's an offensive defenseman. Really good categories for Kimmo Timonen. Like, everything's high except for physicality. But we'd be looking for a more physical version because we've already got a young guy like that. All right, Matt Niskanen, 4 white stars. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add physicality to this too because that's something that he also doesn't add. Let's see how many 4.5-star physical players are there. Okay, so this eliminates even more. If we go by overall, we got Braden Coburn, all right? Braden Coburn plays for Edmonton. Defensive defenseman, 4 white stars, so he's maxed out. He's got great skating. He's got a great physical edge, great defense. This guy is pretty solid. Is he as good as, say, Carl Alzner? Maybe not. And Alzner doesn't even fall into this category. Jeff Schultz is another option, but he's definitely, we know he trends downward. He's got great physical category, great defense, decent skating for the big guy. Apparently, I mean, it's only really because of his balance that it's so at 4 stars. Otherwise, it'll probably only be a 3-star because he's not that great. Yeah, I'm looking at the 85 range. So it'd be maybe Kevin Bieksa. He's a defensive defenseman. Great physical categories. Great skating. He has a good shot. He would actually complement quite well. What's his cap hit like? 4.32. Tim Gleason, defensive defenseman. Good phys. Obviously, we know that's good. It's great skating. A really good shot. Puck skills aren't the best, but not bad either. We could also go for somebody in the future, like a Victor Hedman, a 2-way defenseman, has unbelievable categories all around. Shooting, puck skills, skating, physicality, senses, defense, it's all really high. What if we put on somebody like, because in terms of value, he's not much higher. So what if we went to a Victor Hedman here? Now, obviously, Nashville does not want to get rid of him. If we went to this and we took a look at what it would take, it would probably take like Brandon Dubinsky or Berglund. They would take Patrick Berglund. Now, what would that leave us for centers? All right, we'd have Backstrom. Hold on. We'd have Backstrom, Peverley, Gordon, and we'd have our other guy. Now, wingers, though, that's the problem, right? We'd have Dwight King, Ryan Jones, Chris Stewart, Nail Yakupov, Tarasenko, Ward. We could play Chasen up if we wanted to, but that would leave us without a winger, right? Because we were playing... well, no, we've got Dubinsky as well. Okay, so the top line is going to be probably Backstrom, Yakupov, and maybe Dubinsky. No. Backstrom, Yakupov, and Chris Stewart, okay? The second line would probably be Dubinsky, Tarasenko. Hold on. Tarasenko, and what would have probably been our guy here. Now, hold on. Let's say we throw Berglund on there. Now, in order to get Berglund, we probably have to give up something. Well, we definitely have to give something else up. We'd have to give up probably a young player. Nick Jensen. Okay, I'd throw Nick Jensen on there in a heartbeat. So Jensen and Berglund and possibly a pick to make this go through. They would take many picks. So maybe next year's second for Hedman. Okay, so that's a possibility. I'll come back to this. So Berglund, Jensen, and a second for Hedman. Now we need to go find a second line center or a second line forward. Doesn't look like there are any though. Let's take a look here. Overall, yeah, everybody's been snatched up at this point. We don't have anybody that's any good. So we'd be really sacrificing out on wing. We'd have to play somebody up, is what it would come down to. Oh, so I don't know that I want to sacrifice that much. All right, GM options, trade negotiations. We'll go back to Nashville. Take a look at Hedman. Because he would be a good future defenseman. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Victor Hedman. Okay, Victor Hedman right there. Now, let's see by overall. Do they have any old guys that are wingers? Daniel Alfredson, we might be able to steal from them. That would give us a winger to pass the time, you know what I mean? Wayne Simmons would be... They want to get rid of him, too. Matt Cullen, no, that's a bit of a stretch for him, Matt Cullen. Now, let me take a look at Alfredson. What does he possess here that we could get out of him? He's got good, decent shooting, decent skating, great defense. Everything's pretty much average. You know, he's a third line player, but he is a good playmaker. So we could, as an option, we could throw Alfredson on there. Okay, so Alfredson and Hedman. Okay, and then we would need to get, what do we want? We said Berglund, and we would need to give up. Where is he? Jensen. Where's Jensen? Here we are, Jensen. Now, what was the deal with Glenny again? He's like a Red Star. Oh, not Chasen. Glenny. He's a Red Star guy, right? No, he's green. 3.5 green. Yeah, I'm not giving up a green. They're almost guaranteed to make it. And then I'd probably have to give up like I said, I'd have to give up a pick. But with Alfredson on there, let's go down to 2017 because we're not going to be playing that far. Probably somebody said that. If we gave up Berglund, Jensen, a first for Hedman and Alfredson, that'd probably go through. Berglund, Jensen, and a first for Hedman and Alfredson. Not a bad trade all around. They get quite a bit in the deal. We end up picking up two guys that can fill roles. Now, if I give up this first, is there another forward we can pick up that might be better than Alfredson? Not probably. They probably want to give like Wayne Simmons would be a great option. Another right wing, mind you. We don't need another right wing player. We've got so many of them as it is. They don't really have any left. They got Brandon Saad. We know Brandon Saad never gets any better. It doesn't matter what line he plays on. They got Marincin, Dupre. No wingers, though, it doesn't look like. So it would be Alfredson. Now, what we can try is we can try this with the second. I don't think it'll go through. With the second. We'll try it for 2017. All right. It's just the value's not quite there. Because if you look at it, yeah, it's not quite there. Yeah, I got to give up the first. I have to. I don't think it'll go through without. Because even the first matches Alfredson. That's what that does. Matches Alfredson. Jensen and Berglund match Hedman pretty closely. We may even have to give up a second in this because he's pretty much double Berglund and Jensen's not quite equal to Berglund. You know what? I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see what happens here. If not, what I'm going to do is, you know what? Hold on. Before we do this, let's try and give it the best, absolute best opportunity to go through, okay? The best opportunity. So let's try to do the 7 swap, okay? 7 swap. Let's build this up a little bit. Let's give ourselves, like I said, the best opportunity to make this trade go through. And I know this is a bit of a life hack or a game hack or a cheat, whatever you want to call it. But it does promote a good relationship with teams, and it does help you make trades, even on a good difficulty. I mean, you think about it, like making an offer to a team should not affect you that badly, unless you keep coming back with the exact same deal. Because I don't think that that other teams' relationships are affected with me. Like, they don't have negative... I don't hate a team for keep offering the same thing, you know? But for some reason, they hate me if I keep offering the same thing. You know what I mean? We'll just switch this back, get the picks right away. Okay, so let's try this again. So we're going to give up the 2017 first. Okay? And we're going to give up... We're going to give up Berglund. And we're going to give up our Jensen. Everybody said Jensen never gets any better. All right? And we're going to take Hedman, and we're going to take Alfredson from them on this one. There we go, Alfredson. He's not going to play past this year anyway. So, I think that this will go through now that our relationship is great. Let's see if it does. Will it go? This is going to be a big promotion for our defense. No doubt about it. Will it go? And it will. I'm happy to accept this proposal on behalf of the New Nashville Predators. We consider it a done deal. Okay, so now we've got a much better defensive core now that I made that trade. I hope you guys are okay with that one. I think I like that a lot better. One thing that everybody said about our team is that we need to be better defensively. And you look at this now. Kronwall, Hedman, Ekman-Larsson, Emlyn, Green, Gilbert. That's a solid top six. That's a really solid top six. You could put Kronwall and Hedman together, and then you could put Ekman-Larsson and Emlyn together, or you can put Hedman on the top. Like, you have quite the few options here to put all these guys together. You know, I like that. You got a couple wily vet. You got a vet at the top who's old and really skilled. Really skilled. I mean, look at his poise. I bet you it's 85. Yeah, 85 poise. And then you've got, the older vets like Emlyn. He could work alongside of an Ekman-Larsson or a Green. He can work with a Hedman. Stuff like that. Those are guys that'll work really well alongside of their partners. And for the future, you've got a top pairing there that's really, really solid. I like that a lot. A nice complement of different types of defensemen. Now, on the forward side of things, now we mentioned this before, we're going to rock Backstrom, Dubinsky, and then Peverly Gordon for our centers. On the left wing, we're going to rock probably Chris Stewart, and then Alfredson, and then probably Dwight King and Ryan Jones. And then on the top line, we're going to probably have Yakupov, and then on the second line, Tarasenko, and third line, Joel Ward. Fourth line, I guess we're kind of missing a player right now, aren't we? Do we have anybody else that can play? I guess we could just play our buddy here. We could play Chase in there. I mean, he could jump up here and be an effective player. So we might actually play him. I mean, he did get a little NHL action last year. He played 40 games, had 7 points in those 40 games, -2. That's not too bad. Playing on the fourth line. We'll give him an option. We'll see what happens here. We could also, actually, we got enough cap space. We don't have to do that. Let's take a look what's available in the free agency. All right, so if we look at, we want probably another left winger. Who wants 1 year? Here's Marcel Gotch, a two-way forward, good defense, good skating. Discipline is fantastic. I like to see that from a grind. He's kind of a grinding player, Marcel Gotch. He gives us an option there. Mason Raymond. No, I don't know Mason Raymond. Is there anybody that's a top, like a fourth line player? Yeah, like Regina. Good skating, pretty good defense. Not great senses. He's got great discipline, but he's a playmaker. You know what? I actually like Gotch in there. I actually do like Gotch. Anybody else that wants 1 year that's playing kind of the fourth line? Because we could give that guy a fourth line role. Brendan Morrow, he's old. Yeah, not the best defensive category, that's for sure. Good physicality. Could probably provide an offensive flair, but I'd rather go with Marcel Gotch on this one. Is he a right-handed or a left-handed shooter? He's a left-handed. Well, we could play him on the left wing if we wanted to. That's the type of thing is. Let's give Marcel Gotch a contract. Fair enough. That'll allow our buddy there to kind of progress at a pace that's a little bit more comfortable for him. So let's see what happens if we get Gotch. I'm assuming he'll sign. Oh, wow. Gotch went with another team. Okay, interesting. We're going to have to take a look at this then. Now that nobody's signing with us, which is really interesting, we have fewer options. There's Nathan Gerby. He's a playmaker, not the best defense. No, I don't want to even. Like Sabatka, not the best defense. Even it's okay. 3.5 stars. I need a 4-star defenseman. We had Brian Boyle before we let him go. There's a Matt Cook. He's a grinder. 4-star defense. Nah, you know what? He's not even that much better than Nathan Gerby in his defense. Not Nathan Gerby. Sabatka. They're pretty much the same. Defensively. Good skating, decent physicality. Puck skills aren't the best. Senses are okay. And then we get all down into the bowels of the team. So the highest rated overall guy is like Morrow and Gerby. And Gerby's actually a gamble. You could gamble on a Gerby. You know what? Whatever. Let's go after Gerby. He wants 1.85. I'll give him $2 million to play for us. There we go. Hopefully no one gives him a contract. We have another one of our... Oh, wait. It wasn't Gerby I wanted. Whatever. I was going to go with Sabatka. Whatever. Gerby's the guy. There we go. We got Gerby. Fine. That's good enough. The fourth line I'm not too worried about because they're not going to play too much. Okay. You know what, guys? I'm going to stop there. Let me know what you guys think about the recent moves and trades and signings. Do you think that they're going to be a positive, kind of a positive effect on our team, or are they going to hinder our team? Put your comments down below. All right, guys. And when we come back, we're going to get closer to the season, set up some lines, and then, of course, you guys have been asking for this, and I'm definitely going to deliver. That is to show you what the jerseys look like. So what, in the first game, we're going to jump in there, and you know what, maybe we'll play the third period even. Get a little bit of a different taste for this game. We'll play the third period, and we'll keep the sim going after that, okay? So until next time, I'm Target Audience, and I'll catch you guys out on the ice.